Hey everybody, it's Stacey Shero Simpson with Pageantry Now, with a very special broadcast that we are so excited to be able to have. In just a few minutes, we're going to have the new Miss Universe, Catriona Gray, formerly Miss Philippines, on, and she's going to take some questions for me, and then we'll try to ask some questions from the audience as well. Let me do just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. First of all, Pageantry Now is all about positive pageantry and being able to highlight the amazing things women and men are doing via pageantry throughout the world. I say men because yes, that happens as well. So it's a new budding part of pageantry. So the intent is to be able to really highlight the amazing things these men and women are doing using a crown and changing their world. A lot of times in pageantry, you'll see only the negative things in pageantry. So you'll see like a controversial answer from a pageant the day before, or maybe somebody slipped on stage, or you'll see something that happens on reality TV. And that's really not what pageantry is about for most of us. We usually get involved because we really want to be able to use a crown to be able to change the world and be able to have an effect and be able to make our visions and our dreams come true. So that's really the story of why we do this. And we do broadcasts usually every Friday, so you can look for us here again. If you're a title holder and you'd like to be on the show, let us know. You can send us a private message, and we also have, if you haven't already, please follow us or like our page so that you may be able to see when we go live with our different title holders from all over the world. And then we also have Instagram, and then we also have a YouTube page, Pageantry Now. So make sure you follow us, like us, tweet us. I know that Miss Universe organization tweeted already that Catriona will be here in just a minute. So we're super excited about that. So we're hoping that you guys are ready. Like the page so that you can make chats, comments in the chat so that we can see you. Let me turn it on, sorry. And there we go. And we're going to get started in just a second, so get ready, everybody. Also, one of my co-hosts is here, Fatima. Say hi to her. She's also a big part of Pageantry Now as well, and she actually does our Instagram lives, so you can look for her. You can also chat with her as well. So in just a minute, she's connecting. Get ready, guys. I hope you guys all have questions. I know that I have tons of questions, so we're going to try to get in as quickly as possible and be able to hopefully answer as many questions as possible. So I hope that you guys are super excited. I know I am. This is a great, hey, Josefina, how are you? Thank you for being here. For all of my crownies, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. Without all of our followers and our friends, we wouldn't be able to do this. So, ready? Get set. We're ready. Awesome. Hello from Manila. Thank you for being here. Mabuhay, my love.
Hi.
How are you? Everybody.
Good afternoon.
How are you today? Happy every Catriona Gray Miss Universe 2018. Yay.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's a little bit chilly today in New York, which I'm not quite used to, but it's been another amazing day this week. I can't believe that, this whole week I've got to feel like an official Miss Universe with my first media tour, but it's amazing.
That's awesome. I know you got to be really, really, really cold. I was thinking as I was logging in, we're in Miami, and I'm like, it's 67 degrees here. Oh gosh. You need to come to Miami.
Jealous.
All right. So I do have my first question. I ask every title holder that comes on. It's an official thing for Pageantry Now. It's going to be an odd question. You're not going to expect it. So, do you like frogs? Why or why not?
Frogs, I don't mind frogs. Growing up in Australia, we would have these green tree frogs all the time around my house, and I would try and catch them. I've never really been afraid of frogs. Yeah.
I asked that question the first time I asked it to Pia, and she went, ew, no. But I ask it because it kind of relaxes us a little bit and lets us go to, like you growing up in Australia. So how did growing up in Australia change from your experience in the Philippines in comparison to what you're experiencing in the United States?
Well, in Australia, I was obviously very young, and I was born in Australia. I stayed there until a teenager. So I remember I would always be in the outdoors, whether it be climbing trees. I'd always be running around in bare feet. And I just remember the scenery, which is why I think to this day I still love nature and I don't mind things like frogs.
There you go. There you
And
go.
then yeah, and then moving over to Manila, it was quite an adjustment for me going into that hustle bustle city setting, whereas I came from a small city in Cairns in Australia. So transitioning to that kind of high energy place, that was a little bit abrupt for me, but not unfamiliar because I have traveled to the Philippines during my school holidays to visit family as a child. And of course, coming to New York. Manila and New York, they are big cities, but there is something special about New York. It is one of the most known cities in the whole world. And I don't know, I feel like, sometimes when I'm walking, I feel like I'm a little bit of a movie when I see a school bus or a yellow cab, or Times Square. It feels like a scene out of a film. So it does have that kind of magic for me.
And you're going to keep experiencing this. I mean, the one thing that I was going to point out that most people don't know is in previous years, when you become Miss Universe, in about 24 hours, you're in New York City. Your experience was not that, right? You got to go home for a
No.
little while.
I did. I was very, very lucky, and it just so happened that there was a charity event organized previously for the new Miss Universe. It just so happened that the new Miss Universe would be a Filipina going
Would
to the
be you.
Philippines. Yeah, so I was very, very grateful that I was able to have time with my family. I'm an only child to my two parents who I'm very, very close with. And so before seeing them in Thailand in December for Miss Universe, I hadn't seen them since March.
Oh,
So being
wow.
able to have that quiet time with them before I make my big move to New York City was really special for me because Christmas and New Year and
Right.
holidays like that for me are really family time. So I was very, very lucky that I was able to have that.
Yeah, Pia got to do that too. And honestly, I think congratulations to the Miss Universe organization for allowing you guys to be able to do that. I think that's awesome. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's very sweet of them.
when you got off the plane in Manila, how did it feel? Was it real?
It was so funny because we were trying to arrive under the radar, which obviously was impossible,
Mm-hmm.
considering the amount of excitement that was in the Philippines from my win. And we were greeted by so many people, but what made it so special at the airport was the founders and owners and also some of the children from the charity that I support
Oh,
within Smoky Mountain, Tondo, Manila. So I didn't expect them there at all. So when I saw them, like I almost got really emotional, and because they have been such a big part of my journey. But even before joining pageants, I was volunteering with them, and they really gave me the motivation to pursue pageantry because I saw it as a platform that I could pursue my cause. So it was very, very special to see them. But of course, everyone was very excited. There was a lot of media, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I wasn't able to go to Thailand to be able to see you be crowned. So we were watching
Oh,
it, and my friends are all Filipinos. So we're at a restaurant in downtown Miami, and I swear they could have heard us in Manila. It was amazing. So we appreciate that.
I
Thank
don't
you.
doubt that at all.
All right. So I know everybody's asked you about your mom's dream with your red dress,
Mhm.
but do you think that, and I don't know if you want to tell everybody, but do you think that that affected your decision to go into pageantry as an adult? Or do you really think it was about the community service and being able to share your platform? Tell me a little bit more about
It didn't put the dream in my head at all. Because when I was
that.
younger, I had no interest in pageantry. I didn't really pay attention to it. But my mom, even when she was 17 years old, I believe she actually tried out for Miss Philippines. So my mom is such a fan of the pageant, and she would watch it every year. And sometimes I would sit with her, but I don't know. I didn't really see it more than just like girls in pretty dresses. And one day, I think I was around 13 years old, she came up to me one morning and she was like, "Sweetie, I had a dream. You were in Miss Universe in a red dress and you won." And I was just like, "Oh, okay, Mom." But of course, after my coronation as Miss Universe Philippines, in thinking and brainstorming with my designer about my final look, I remembered my mom telling me that. And so I said, it has to be red.
It was amazing. The lava dress is going to be one of my favorites forever. And I don't ever
Thank
talk about
you.
fashion usually on our show. We're really all about your story and how you got here. So, but it's stunning, absolutely stunning.
Thank
So
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So I know your first pageant was when you were young. One of our
Mhm.
viewers asked us to tell us about that first pageant. If you
Well, you
remember
can
anything.
thank my mom for putting me in that because I was only 5 years old. I entered into Little Miss Philippines 1999 at the age of 5 in Sydney, Australia. And I don't remember much other than my talent portion because I lip synced to Stop Right Now by the Spice Girls. And yeah, I won in a little pink off-shoulder dress and bun. I still have the tiara. And I don't know. I went into a few modeling competitions subsequently after through my teenage years, and I guess that kind of gave me that feeling of not being so afraid on stage. So when it comes to walking on stage and being on stage, I don't have that stage fright, and I think that I can really thank my mom for putting me in those competitions when I was a little girl.
Yeah, I was going to say, props to whoever is your walking coach. I know Lou works with you guys, but oh my gosh. So congratulations on that. I mean, honestly, you made her proud.
Thank you. It was really my walking coach. His name is Carlos Buendia, but he also taught me about personality development, about dance, because his background is actually in theater.
Oh, wow.
So our approach wasn't just about walking. We started with personality development to get rid of inhibitions, which, allowed me to come out of my shell. And then we moved on to dance because both of us believe that when we're on stage, it's a performance, not just walking from A to B. And then we started walking. So I can
Right.
really thank him for my performance.
Well, and not only that, I mean, you not only are so well-rounded as far as being a title holder, which I do want to talk a little bit more about that, but you're also a vocalist. And so one of our viewers has asked, is there going to be a concert from Miss
I
Cat?
hope so. That would be so much fun. I would love to even collaborate with other artists for a good cause to raise funds. Yeah, it's something that I really hope I can put together during my reign as Miss Universe because it's really in combining my love for the arts and especially for music with the work for my causes that really gives me so much fulfillment. And that's why I really enjoyed and I'm so proud of putting out my first original song back a month and a half ago. It's called We're in This Together, and the music video was actually shot in Smoky Mountain, Manila, where my charity Young Focus Philippines is based.
One of our viewers has asked a couple of times about, someone said duet with Neo. Yes?
Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my
if I
gosh.
were just no, seriously, the story behind this. So when I was in the Philippines, and I think Miss Universe had announced on social media the hosts, the behind the scenes hosts, and the performers, and they said Neo. Like, I literally screamed because I am such a big fan. Ever since I was around 13 years old, I've been listening to his music. I know all of his songs from all of his albums,
Oh my
and
gosh.
his was the first concert I ever bought my own ticket to at the age of 14. I watched him in Manila. So I was just that he was chosen out of all of the potential singers. I was dying. And so, like, even at rehearsals, when he first walked in, I was dying.
Oh my God. Did you get to talk to him about it? Did you get to tell him? I mean, here you are, the three of you. He's singing to you, serenading you. You've got your own private concert. Tell me about that feeling.
It was so funny. We were waiting in the wings, the top three, and we were waiting there to go on. And then he was there, and I wanted to blurt out, I'm such a fan of you, but I felt like, oh, maybe everyone says that to him. So I was just like, it's such a pleasure to be sharing the stage with you. I was freaking out on the inside. That's why if you can even see the final look when he like puts out his arm, I'm freaking out. And on the inside, I'm freaking out even more.
So there's a million people screaming, well, not a million, but there's tons of people screaming Philippines, Philippines, Philippines in the audience. And you're going, oh my gosh, he's walking me, he's walking me, he's walking me. Is that what's in your brain, or is it the screaming people?
For that first part where he was walking with me, yes.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
freaking out.
Awesome. awesome. See, that's a great story. I mean, because most people, in fact, one of our viewers asked, she said that it's really, really hard sometimes to get started in things and to persevere. So how do you, who had a dream, here was your dream, which I want to know a little bit more about that. How did you go from, I don't like pageants to, I could change the world? How did that
Well,
happen?
actually, I think a lot of it had to do with, so my upbringing in Australia, pageantry doesn't really have that same kind of interest compared to the Philippines.
Correct.
I moved to the Philippines at age 17, and I still had no interest. I had a lot of people approaching me saying, hey, you know, have you ever thought or considered pursuing pageantry? And I still didn't pay a close attention to it. I didn't really have an interest in it. And then I actually had a very close friend of mine. I had already started volunteer work at the age
Right.
of 21. And then around half a year later, a close friend of mine went into a national pageant. And so through her, I kind of saw what platform and attention that pageantry had in the Philippines, and I realized what a place in society that beauty queens have in the Philippines. When beauty queens speak, people sit up and pay attention, and I was just like, wow, I never realized this. And two, you know, imagine if I could combine the work that I'm doing with the platform of pageantry. I could reach so many more people than just, you know, putting in volunteer hours. So that was the thought process that made me want to pursue pageantry. And through pageantry, I've been able, one of the projects that I'm most proud of is I was able to help fundraise to purchase and renovate a 4-story building within Tondo, Manila, that was then made into a child care center for young focus and has been open since the school year of 2017. So pageantry really has the potential
Absolutely
to do
does.
good.
Yeah, no, and I say all the time, the job of being Miss Universe is so unique because you get to be with the highest, most important people in a government, in a country, as well as meet the lowest people that are in need. And this is an opportunity to be a world ambassador and try to bring that awareness together so that you can actually change things. So what is your goals as Miss Universe? Where do you see yourself moving forward? I know that you already work with AIDS charities, and children's charities and education are so important to you. Will you continue to work with Best Buddies and then also Smile Train as well?
Yeah, definitely. And also all of the other affiliates of the Miss Universe organization, all of their charity partners. And also I want to lend my voice to as many causes as I can. Not necessarily to have the quantity, but to be able to use this year to the fullest of my ability, because that is, for me as a person, for the last 3 years, that has really grounded me. It's anchored me throughout everything that I've pursued, is giving back to the community. Because some people say that you do charity work to help others, but really I found it also helps you. And so through this year, if I can just be successful in that kind of reign and really be able to start up a movement or educate people or make people aware of certain issues, especially, you know, I'm passionate about education and about breaking down the stigma for HIV and AIDS, but even lending my voice to other causes, I'm really, really looking forward to that. And if I can look back on my year and know that I made a big positive impact to a lot of people, then I'll tell myself I did a good job.
Awesome. And I have a concert with Neo, so there you go. I know we've got a little bit over the time they allotted me, so ask your adults. Is Esther there? Say hi to Esther. Can we go a little bit longer or no?
Mimi, who's here with me.
Mimi, hi Mimi.
For 1-2 more questions.
Two more questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the questions that came up was, what were you whispering to Miss South Africa? And I just want to make a comment. While crowning was, or when they were calling your winner, I was looking at hands, and I noticed that one of you went under and one of you went. I'm sorry, I noticed things like that. I was like, who's on top? Who's on top?
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's that like superstition, whoever's hands were on top. But it just so happened that as we were standing together side by side, before we had faced each other, we were already holding hands. So my hand, when pulled up, was on top this way. And then when we kind of joined hands on the other, she was on the top here. So we're both
so perfect. Yeah, I was crying because I was like, oh my gosh, they went out of their way to do this. That's so magical.
Right.
So
It's so funny.
what were you talking about in that last moment?
I was just saying, you know what, it's such a pleasure to be standing up here with you. I know you'll do well, whatever happens, and I can't wait to see whatever you'll achieve. Like, literally, this is what I was saying, because it was funny enough in that moment when I was, visualizing or thinking. Hi,
There
sorry
we go. We
about
got you.
that.
Hi.
Where did we cut off from there? Well, I was telling Miss South Africa, I really wish you the best in whatever you pursue. I know you do amazing. And she was saying, yes, I wish the same for you. So we were kind of just reciprocating the love. Like, it was a really beautiful moment, and I was expecting that I would be freaking out in that moment, especially being top two, that my heart would be racing a million miles an hour. I thought I would already be in tears, but for some reason, I was just really calm. It was really
That's
strange.
awesome. Well,
And you could see
and
it on my face. I was just like,
it's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna be Miss
yeah,
Universe. It's fine. Or if I'm not, it's okay too. So there you go.
exactly. I just had gratitude in my heart because, this isn't my first international pageant. And I know what it's like to have your name not called.
Right.
So I didn't want to put that same kind of pressure on myself where it would really make me feel like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. Whereas this time, I just had gratitude in my heart every step of the way. I knew that, if it's my time, it's my time. And if it's not, then there's another thing waiting for me. Because I really do believe everything happens for a
For a
reason.
reason. Good.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I was wondering, going into it, there's always excitement from the Philippines about, Miss Philippines winning. Do you feel
Yeah.
that caused you anxiety at all, or do you think that was what led to just being excited about what was going on?
Honestly, I drew so much strength from that, because it is such a high pressure environment. There is a lot of pressure on us, or a lot of eyes on us, especially as Philippine representatives. But when you look on the flip side, like a Philippine representative like myself, I have thousands of supporters who are there for me since day one, constantly sending me positive messages, messages of uplifting me, of really telling me, Kat, we're so proud of you. And so whenever I would have moments during the pageant where I did feel overwhelmed, when I did feel unsure, I would always go back to them and really build myself up from that. So I can really thank the supporters for allowing me to stay in such high spirits all throughout, because I really did draw my strength and inspiration from them.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we love you. I know people are asking about Tyra. I know everybody's heard all about Tyra's tweeting.
Oh my gosh. I'm legit like fangirling every single time.
All right, so it's like the way I feel about you. I have got to tell you, I was so excited about this interview because watching you, hearing the interviews all week long, it's been fantastic. I wish I was there. I hope that you will either come to Miami where we can give you great Cuban food, or I'll come to New York and good weather, great weather, or that we'll come to New York. I know that you're going to be doing Fashion Week, so you're probably getting ready for that with all the designers and getting fitting and Media
Yeah,
Week.
I'm excited for that.
Wow. All right, you are almost done. Last question, I promise. What was the most exciting experience during Media Week, and the most interesting question?
You know what? I think the most exciting is really just, being a Miss Universe, because over Christmas and New Year, I kind of forgot because it was a really
You were at
quiet
home.
time.
Right.
I was at home. I was in pajamas like every day. And to come to New York City and to have my birthday 4 days later. So
That's amazing.
I turned 25 here, and to be able to call New York my home, and then to go around to media guestings as Miss Universe, to announce myself as Miss Universe, and then to have the chance to talk about not only the pageant journey but things that I'm passionate about, has just been, it's me living my dream. and that has to be the best
But
experience ever.
awesome. Is Sarah Rose home? I know that she was out traveling and got
She
engaged.
is. She
So
arrived yesterday. Oh, the day before yesterday.
awesome. So
Yeah.
now you guys are roomies. You'll get to know each other better and do things together.
Exactly. We're
So
housemates.
that's awesome. So, well,
Yes.
thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful. You have no idea how magical it is to be able to talk to you and get to know more about your journey. Is there anything else you want to tell anybody about your experience that I haven't touched on?
I just want to say thank you for having me. It's been such a pleasure interviewing with you. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who tuned in, and also for all the supporters that have really supported me through this journey. You've made it such a memorable experience of my life. And if you want to continue to follow on in the journey, you can check into Miss Universe's social media at Miss Universe, and also my personal social media at Catriona_Gray. But thank you so much.
Thanks, Kat. Thank you so much, Salamat. I'm so grateful. You have no idea. People are asking for you to sing us out, so whatever song you'd like, if you feel like it.
I would love to, but I'm battling with a cold. This weather
The
has
cold
caught me
weather is
off
killing you,
guard.
literally. Oh no. Okay. Hot tea,
Yeah.
hot tea, hot tea. All right.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my love. Great to meet you. Have a great day.
Great to meet you too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, there you have it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. That was the one and only Catriona Gray. We are so proud to have Kat on the show, Miss Universe 2018. Thank you for joining us from the Philippines. We are so happy that you were able to tune in. I tried to get to as many questions as I possibly can. We're hoping that we can have her on again or get to know her live. So we're looking forward to that. Please, if you have not already, follow us, like us, fan us. We're on Facebook, obviously, Instagram. We also have a YouTube channel, Pageantry Now. If you are a title holder, or if you have a friend that's a title holder and you want to be able to share your story, we do these shows live on Friday, usually Friday evenings, both on Facebook and Instagram as well. You can always send us a private message and we'll see about getting you into the schedule. In the meantime, we'll look forward to the next Miss Universe event. Hopefully for Fashion Week, we'll be able to join up with her and be able to see her walking the runway with Miss USA as well. With all of that being said, thank you so much. Without the viewers, without your support, we cannot do this. I am so grateful for Kat for joining us and for the Miss Universe organization for giving us this opportunity. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time. This is Stacey Sherrill Simpson of Pageantry Now. That's a wrap.